sometimes, our minds can run away with us. We can be so angry that we make wrong decisions. We can be so hurt until we, shut off and go into a depression and what have you, because
Right.
our emotions, which is a part of our soul consists of our mind, um, will, and emotions. So
Right.
we have to make sure that all that and they work together. So while our
Right.
minds. My son told me this one time. He said anybody can have a mental health experience. And we were
For
talking
sure.
about that. And at first I was saying, well, kind of. But then when he broke it down, he said anything you experience can make you mentally sick. The death of a loved
Huh.
one, a breakup, losing your job. Because in that moment, it might take days for you to regroup. You can be,
Right.
that's a mental situation, a mental event has happened.
Right.
So we have
Right.
to understand that, and especially you, Lonnie, in that situation, because there are a
Right.
lot of people in there, and a lot of people are locked up. A lot of people have came from different backgrounds. They handle things differently. They define things differently. A person, if I ask someone to define love to me, I can get all kind of definitions of what it is. And because we
Right.
have all experienced love in different ways, we'll say, well, this is love, that's love, and what have you. No, this is the way my
Right.
parents, yeah, they fought all the time, but they love one another. And, so it's
Right.
according to how we came up, how we define certain
Right.
things. So in your
Right.
experience there, um, when you were in SHU, when you were isolated, how did you keep your emotions intact? I know we just talked about in the other episode about self communication, and I know that
Right.
was one of the ways. But after you read books and what have you, you have those times that you actually just laying there by yourself or walking around or in your cell or what have you. So how did you keep your emotions intact, or did you, from time to time, because you by yourself, you just let it go, have those moments?
Oh man. Oh, I had those moments for sure. It was almost like I did everything I could to get away from those feelings. And at that time, I had every reason to give up. I was in for 37 months straight. I was in the shoe, and I never went to a canteen commissary once. I never got a package once, and most importantly, there was nobody that sent me a letter saying, "I'm thinking about you. I care for you. I love you." Nothing for 3 years straight, and I had every right in the fold, but I found myself pacing inside the cell back and forth and snapped my way out of it. And we discussed it uh, last night. How we snap up out of our negative thinking. By listening to music, by watching film movies or funny movies or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I would always just grab a book and read a book or have a television, and I would turn the TV on and just occupy my mind with something other than the way that I was thinking. So I had those moments for sure, and I had moments of resentment. I had moments of anger. I had moments of this this negative thoughts. And I never blamed anybody for anything. I never blamed anybody for being in the situation that I was in. But I did have resentment, towards people in my. You love me. You haven't sent me a letter with a few lines on it. I don't need a store. I don't need any package like that. I just felt like I needed a little more support than I had at the time. So I would lash out at him and say it out loud or anything, but I think about the people that I feel in my life a lot more than they were. But overall, now I don't have any resentment towards anybody. I don't hate anybody. I don't, and it's peaceful. My mind is really up. I don't do the back and forth or anything like that. But it's basically working on myself as we've been discussing all day. But keep it in check. And I'm able to keep my emotions in check because there was a time where I wasn't able to keep my emotions in check.
Right.
Yeah,
And I mean, that's everybody, we have to, like you said, you have to be intentional when it comes to keeping your emotions in check.
for
um,
sure.
there's all, we need one another. People need people. Even though
For
they
sure.
say things like, I could do this by myself. I don't need you. I don't need that and whatever. But we do.
Right.
We need each other. And that's how we
Right.
build one another up. We need to be able to encourage one another. To, if you're down, I can lift you up. If I'm down, you can lift me up. It's just conversation, having
Right.
conversations, having positive words, or just somebody saying, "Hey, it's going to be all right. You're going to be all right." It may look crazy right now, but it's going to get better. We need to hear those words, just
Right.
like a little
This
child
call
when
and your
you
telephone number will be monitored and
a young
recorded.
child is coming up. You want to always tell them how great they are, how loved I love you. You're beautiful. You're handsome. You're great, and whatever. Excuse me, because that's what they need to hear as they're coming up. That confidence. They need to
For
learn
sure.
how to be confident within themselves. And everybody doesn't
Yes.
get that. Sometimes you get it early, and
Right.
sometimes you get it later in life. And some people don't get it
Right.
at all. But we do need one
Right.
another. It's important that we're there for one another.
For sure.
Um,
It's pivotal.
yeah, and people, when you talk about people that are close to you, yeah, the people that are close to you are the ones that can hurt you the most, and make you feel some type of way about their
For sure.
actions and what they're doing. And but
Right.
yet, especially in your situation, I am always impressed with you when we're having conversations, because I know
Right.
you've been in there 29 years, going in as a 17-year-old. You grew up in there pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
All of your
I
adult
do.
life has been in there. And, and,
Right.
but I hear stability in you. I hear
Right.
positive, you have a positive mindset. And like you told me
Right.
last night, you said, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to keep on looking at things that are positive. I'm keep, feeding myself positivity,
Right.
because you need to survive. You
Right.
are in there, and that's a place you have to survive. Out here in this world
Right.
ain't easy either, but you have these people, everybody in one place, and like you guys are on lockdown, still on lockdown, right? Where they
Right.
tried to let some out, and the riot started over again. So you're
Right.
still in lockdown, and this has been going on what, 2 months?
Yeah. Almost. Yeah.
So that's another thing. So there's always something changing, always something happening in there. Um,
Yeah.
you, I want you to just say a few words before we sign off about
Okay.
what would you say to someone that, whether they're in prison or not, what would you say to someone to give them a way to keep a positive mindset, regardless in what situation they're
Um.
in?
Man, I'm more than happy to do this. I would say just surround yourself with people that are equally positive as you, and the people that you're in touch with, the people that you communicate with. just make sure that they're on the same wavelength. Because as much work as I've done to maintain how positive I am and the positive outlook that I have, there's a team of people that are assisting me in maintaining this positivity. And of course, one is Devin Judge, that's on the podcast with us. And, other people, my cousin Tanisha, I mean, I don't even think she knows how important she is to me. The which is one of my friends that I met in prison, his aunt. She encouraged me a lot, and to do the right things and don't worry about the negative things people say. Just keep going. Don't stop. Don't allow yourself to be fueled by all of this hatred and negativity. Because of course, when you focus on negative, only feed is negative. So I'm trying to stay away from all of that. And people on my tablet, and I don't want to hear none of the foolishness. I'm cool. I'm dealing with people that I know for sure 100% loves me, and everybody else, you do what you do. And I think there is such a question to the people that are listening that are in similar situations, whether they're in prison or on the streets, because believe it or not, people can be on the streets, in society, in the community, and do prison time. Prison is a mind state. Okay, I'm here in prison, but in my mind and my heart, I'm free. They'll become institutionalized, just based on me being in prison. I do everything that I can to keep my mind free of everything that I see that's going on inside the streets. That's going through mental health issues. That has a lack of confidence, self-esteem issues. Where they don't feel like they have family support and friend support and stuff like that. There's a way. And of course it starts with yourself, as we've been discussing all day. But don't worry about anybody else. Tell your story the way that it's supposed to be told. Be 100% honest about it. And if people don't like it, then they wasn't supposed to be in your life in the beginning anyway. So never give up. Just keep going.
Yes. Never give up. Keep going.
Never.
And sometimes you feel like
Yes.
falling out. Sometimes you feel like, hey, this is a little too much. But just pick yourself up and
Yeah.
keep on going. You have to keep on going.
Right.
It's
Right.
one of
Balance it.
the, Jonathan McReynolds has this song, and it says, strong is overrated. Because sometimes you don't feel strong. Sometimes you don't feel
Right.
like fighting even. But you have to,
Right.
you have to regroup, stand up, shake it off, and keep moving. All right.
Right.
Great advice.
Right.
Thank you
You
for
have 60
listening.
seconds remaining.
Please share, and we'll be back. Thank you for listening to A Different Side of the Inside. See you next time.
Yes.